note.
Yeah. And I'll go like this. Test, 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 test. It's probably good. Hello, everybody, and welcome to Shop Talk with a new face to the not quite new, but almost new face to the channel, Jeff Dekker.
Hi, everybody.
You will have seen him already on the art walk video. I was going to put a link in the description to that video, but you can find it. It's one of the recent vlogs. I really dug his art. My brother Chakota really dug his art. Yeah, dude, it's super sick. And so I wanted him to come on if he was willing, and he was, and here he is, and here we are.
I'm glad to be here. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you. So what we're going to do, guys, as always on these Shop Talks, I have some questions here submitted by the Patreon audience. I'm going to ask you these questions.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know what they are.
I'll try my best to answer them.
And then afterwards, if we have time, we will answer some of your questions. If you don't know who he is, don't know what his art is, check out the links in the description. We got a link to his Instagram. We got a link to his Etsy store, so you can check out all of his, a lot of your art. Anyway, right?
Almost all of it. Yeah.
Okay, good. And then here's a couple pieces just to have a look at. So your handle is the Upper Dekker.
Yeah.
Which I freaking love. And if you guys can see, based off of his subject matter, that is the perfect name for
bathroom art.
Yeah, for bathroom art. That's so funny. Like, I don't know if it is in the vlog or not, but someone mentions the Upper Dekker or something like that, and you say, and yeah, that's my last name. And then I said, oh, that's perfect. But I don't know if it made it into the vlog or not, or if I just remember that being.
Yeah. And I was given that name by a couple that had purchased some art. They came in one day and I didn't know what to call myself. I was just going to leave it as Jeff Dekker. And then they came in one day and said, have you considered naming yourself the Upper Dekker? And it was just, it was perfect. I'm not embarrassed to use it. And I don't think it like pigeonholes me as just a bathroom artist, because I do sell like other kitchen bathroom art. So I mean, I can do whatever I want.
You can do whatever you want.
It's memorable. I think I get people that walk by that may not come in the booth, but they see the name and then they laugh. And I may hear them say, oh, the Upper Dekker. Do you know what that means? And then they'll be telling me. I feel like sometimes it's just that little. I'm not selling, scented candles.
Oh, you could though.
See that?
That might be an option.
Totally fine. Yeah,
dude, that would be hilarious.
Oh,
that would be perfect. Or even if you with your originals, you gave away a scented candle with it. You're like, you got a free.
I don't want to look after scented candles, but there's sometimes outside on a hot day at a market, I could use a scent. There's some scented candles. Citronella, I could just to keep mosquitoes away. I guess.
There you go.
But they're not romantic.
So for those of you,
they're not romantic.
Not really.
No.
So for those of you who don't know what an Upper Dekker is, why don't we explain it real quick? It's kind of like a prank, I guess you could say, or the opposite of it could be a mean prank. It could be a funny prank. No one's going to be happy it happens to them at first, but it creates a story. But it's basically when you take a dump, not in the bowl, but in the tank.
That's right, kids. Upper Dekker.
So if you don't like your landlord or you don't like your school, schools don't really have those types of toilets, but
it's such a weird. I don't know who would do it, but
I've never done it.
And I've only heard it maybe referenced a couple times in movies, and I think
it's only happens in
MacGruber. I think MacGruber. Okay. He has a line where he says something about leaving an Upper Dekker, and I don't even know where. I just knew. I knew it existed.
Well, I'm glad that is your last name.
Thanks.
The spelling's different.
It is,
but that's even better.
Okay, that's
because then people are like, wait, why is it misspelled? But, that's your name, dude. That's your name. That's like if I don't even know if I can come up with an example, but like if a Daredevil type person, someone who does ropes, middle name literally is Danger.
Oh, Cliff Danger. Danger Cliff.
Cliff,
Cliff
yeah.
Danger.
Yeah, if their name was Cliff,
Cliff Danger.
that would be perfect, right? Because then you're just like, wait, no, it's not.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Can't
That's
be Cliff
even less
Danger.
believable than when someone says their name is John Smith. I met a John Smith one time and I was like,
really?
I don't believe you. You're right.
I always hear like names like Mike Hunt, and you're just like, really? Like that, nobody's gonna, you just heard that that's a funny name, and you're in your 30s. Anyways.
Yeah. So just before we get,
I don't know.
Someone actually called when I worked at a pizza place and said their name was Mike Hunt.
Oh, I don't doubt it.
I was like,
I don't think that was ever on The Simpsons. Like that was never, Bart never called Moe's Tavern with something that name. But yeah, it is. People know that name.
Yeah,
it's funny.
And then I had to be like, wait, is this? That's fine.
Was that Cliff?
That was Curtis or Dave.
Curtis, Cliff. Yeah.
Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, I had to make sure like it was a real order. Like, are you ordering or are you just because like we're gonna make this pizza and
how many people just call and never pick it up?
It actually did happen a couple times, but I think one time, well, actually probably maybe more than one time, because it's happened on deliveries, is when I delivered a pizza or wings or whatever, donaires, whatever, it's the police. And I'm like, oh, and they're like, oh, I guess we'll buy it. Yeah, it's happened more than once.
Like the band with Sting, or is this just the actual cops? No, it's just like, because I always wonder, like I always thought that was, when you'd show up, you'd order a pizza and then you show up and then you see them like taking it and putting it in this oven. I'm like, were you waiting until I got here because you thought I was not going to pay? But I mean, I've always paid. I always pay for my pizza, but I've never worked at a pizza place.
No.
I would love to.
Well,
that was like actually, aside from other than being like, I wanted to be an artist, but growing up, my mother has told me that I wanted when I was younger to have a pizza shop and inside of a bowling alley.
Okay.
And now when I hear people that own a bowling alley or a shop, I'm like, wow,
it's so much stress and it's so much work though.
Yeah.
But hey, if you like it, I know the pizza place that I worked at, they worked every single day for like 4 years, like well before I worked there for 2 years.
Yeah.
And after, or not even quite 2 years, but after, or wait, I don't remember. Anyway, well after I was gone, I would still go there to eat, say hi, whatever. I think it was 4 years, maybe even longer. The one boss man finally started taking 1 day off a week.
Wow.
I was like, wow.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, that's
crazy.
Well, because pizza is like I always associate it with like an evening, like supper. I don't eat pizza for breakfast, so I know that they've got to be open late.
It's like 11 till 2 a.m. Like
wow.
11 p.m. So for lunch,
yes,
right,
and
for school, right? So the kids who came from school, they could come get, and we didn't even sell by the slice. So they had to order like a donaire or a full pie. And we didn't even have personal pies. So you'd have to order a whole pie.
Oh, wow. Pie, because I would, it's pizza. Wait, pizza pie? Or?
Pizza pie, yeah.
Oh,
You've never heard that?
No, I've heard it. But to hear you say pie, I always think like, oh yeah, you've worked at a pizza place. Because I wouldn't, yeah.
And I've delivered to places where they got arrested and the police bought their pies. Yeah, it's happened like maybe 3 or 4 times.
Wow.
I wish I could tell this other story, but for the family-friendly nature of the channel, I can't. Oh, no. But sometimes you hear hilarious things as you're walking through apartment buildings.
Oh, I bet.
Like just people being mad at each other or,
And you know what would solve their problems? A pizza.
Yeah, they should have ordered. I could have brought 2 at once.
Yeah.
Right?
Pizza brings people together.
Okay, so guys, we're going to get into these questions now. I just want to confirm that our sound is good. What do you guys figure about the sound? I think it's good. It's been good the last few times we've used these mics, but every once in a while we're having a little technical difficulties.
No. I think I'm just like turning the chimer up, like just like airplane.
Oh, you're okay.
Airplane mode, you big jerk. Jeez.
Excellent. Good sound. Excellent. All right. So if you guys are just tuning in, this is Jeff.
Hi.
You can find his art links in the description to his Instagram and to his Etsy store. So if you like what you see on the Instagram, go on over to the Etsy, buy 5 or 6, and
I have to buy 5 or 6.
You should though. If you have a bathroom, if you have a wall, if you have a workplace, you will find a piece perfect for that place.
I have a starving child. Please.
If you watch the vlog, this is the one that I bought.
Lick and Join Twins.
This one's going to go in the Just Joshing with Jakota studio.
The funny story about that is that when I drew that, it was because you'd buy a bunch of bananas for work. Like I'd have them,
Yeah, sure.
I would pick them off. And by Thursday, Friday, you would have two bananas together in a bowl or on a counter. Just be like, I don't know if I want those. And but so I thought it was kind of funny to have these 2 brothers that are just going to die together, and they're conjoined. And of course, there was another series. Like the whole series was like a fuzzy bearded peach lady,
Okay.
A tall and short man that was like the tall man was a celery stalk, and he's holding the short man that was a radish.
Okay.
And then there was like the bearded wolf boy there was a wolf boy that was a coconut. And the only thing that ever sold was the conjoined twins. But then years later, I'm staying at my aunt's house to do like a show. Maybe it was a Christmas show or a summer show in Calgary. And I'm sleeping in the room. And then, I wake up to get ready the next morning. And on the little hutch or whatever, I don't know, dresser, was a picture of my brother and I wearing matching sweaters. And I'm kind of behind him.
Yeah.
And it looks like that. And you think like, oh, okay, maybe it was in the back of my head.
Yeah, maybe so. Oh,
I mean, he does kind of look like that.
and I also bought this magnet.
It's nice.
The Last Pickle.
The Last
Dude,
Pickle.
great piece. Great piece.
Yeah, people love. I mean, I love pickles, but I've always had jars of.
You said what did you say? You're Ukrainian?
Yeah, Ukrainian and Dutch.
Well, there you go. That's where the pickles come
Do
from.
you think that's where it is? I mean, I think, yeah. I mean, it is like
My wife, Ashley, she's Polish. She loves pickles.
Do you ever make them yourself?
She does.
Which is it? Like, it's something I've never done, and I feel like I love them so much. Like I'll make a burger from scratch. Why wouldn't I make, I'm not going to make mustard from scratch or ketchup from scratch, but I would make a pickle from scratch. Like just
Why not? It's just a single pickle, just one.
Oh,
Typically, you want to make a bunch.
Well, where do you get the big? Like some people talk about like massive pickles that they get in bags, and they say that they swear by them. And I always feel like I don't know, just a jar. Give me a jar.
Yeah, a jar of pickles. Why
Slice
not?
them up for me.
Why not?
I don't know.
By the way, guys, we do have a surprise for you. A surprise? This is a surprise? Yeah, it's a surprise.
This could be a surprise.
For the first time on a Shop Talk, we are going to be doing a giveaway, okay? Which is very generous of Jeff. So I'm super stoked about this. But speaking of the pickle, we are going to be, he is going to be giving away
a last
pickle print.
Sent right
You sell, sent anywhere in the world.
Hand delivered.
$40 value, right? 40. Is that what you said?
That's $40. Yeah.
There you go. You don't need. You should buy one too, but very affordable. And how we're gonna don't do it now, but at the end we are going to play a game, which is a game that we've played on my channel before. We talked about it beforehand. I just don't want to bend that. There we go.
Don't.
This painting doesn't have a real name yet. It has 2 names, but it's
I'm not sure about it yet because the original name was supposed to be 1 in 10 dentists agree, and while I was printing them out, and the original has that name, but then while I was writing it out on the first print, I thought I am not writing this out every time. So
too long of a name.
I shortened it to Tooth Decay, but I feel like even that name, I just feel like the audience can figure something. They can come up with something funnier.
So it's the object of the game is to come up with a permanent name for this piece.
Yeah.
If you like one, or even the one that you like the most,
Oh my gosh!
You will win. I guess the pickle.
Yeah,
or maybe even this one.
Yeah, we could send them both. I guess I do need some help.
I mean, I thought it'd be a fun game because I played it. I did 2 paintings like that.
Were they named it or just?
Yeah, they named it. Like I was like,
done this before.
Yeah, so we're not going to do it now. We're going to do it.
But think
at the end. Just think about it. What is a good name for a toothbrush banging a tooth? Wait, is his nose a toothpick?
Is the pick.
The little rubber toothpick, dude. That's so clever.
It's and you know what? I was told not to bring that painting, but
why?
To the artwork, just because like sometimes you always wonder if it's like things. I mean, when you do like bathroom art like this, I think there's people that walk through markets and they just like, oh, it's we're walking into the next booth, and all of a sudden they get in there
and they're salting their eyes. And they're like, oh, I can't believe it.
And then so they feel like, why, this could. I don't want to offend anybody, but I mean, it's so rare. I mean, we got to think there's always someone that'll just say.
Hopefully, people have a sense of humor.
Not for me.
I love it. I think it's so funny.
Well, and the other one that goes with it, I don't know if I told you at the artwork, but it's a tube of toothpaste on all fours, and so he's kind of crawling in a circle while pooping out toothpaste. He's brushing his teeth with what he's pooped out earlier. So he just keeps going around. He's like,
did you have it at the artwork?
No, it's still just like a sketch getting like scanned. Okay, and I feel like, I don't know. It's always like, I know it's funny. Like when I think of it, it's funny. And I feel like, yes, let's do it. And then I feel like, I mean, other artists may find it might happen to you where I feel like I reach the limitations of what I can draw. Like I feel like, oh, I want to do this. But then I'm like, yeah, how am I going to do the toothpaste? How am I going to do, him, like, is it all over his knees? How is it, like, how much foam do I add on? Like, how much toothpaste do I add? And it almost just starts to ruin it. And you just feel like the story of just the drawing or the sketch is funnier than the actual painting.
I like the thought process, though. Yeah, toothpaste on the knees, dude. That's funny.
I don't know. I mean, it just, because I always feel like it's, it seems dirty, but then it's oral hygiene. It's good. It's all in good fun.
Oh man! But not all of them are crude like that, because you have on your Instagram. I saw last night. I was looking. You have. I'm not sure if it's just a concept drawing or a painting yet. I did see the drawing of like the toothbrush and the toothpaste in the mouth.
Yeah, that's a print I have sold, and that was another reason why I added the teeth, because there's that one, like that's an older print that I still put out, and people, I mean, it's kind of a weird picture. I always want to change it. Like I always want to, like, oh man, I should redo that one. But then I just feel like, oh, you know what? That's me at that time. I'm proud of it. Just let's not change it.
Yeah, if you look at the catalog of any artist, like you can see how they evolve. Like even my favorite artist, Goddard, like I have a few of his pieces all over. And you can see like how it's evolved into different, whatever. And because he does, it's not the same as yours, but the same type of like characters out of like he's mostly olives, strawberries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
You're using a lot of shit and toothbrushes, I guess, but and other stuff, pickles, right?
Yeah.
But like I can tell what is his older stuff and what is his newer stuff. It helps that I'm a big fan of his work.
Oh, of course.
But maybe as well, now I know you, so it's going to be a little easier to see how yours evolves. But that piece, I think, is good because it's kind of a pun. Mouth of a cave. I think. What did you call it? Something like that, right?
I think mouth of a cave. Yeah, it just was. I wanted to do something like that, and I remember because I worked as an animator, and I would. Like I'd animate some scenes, and then when you kind of render like a video of what you've animated, and while that is building, you have this short amount of time to kind of maybe draw at your desk. And I've never had a job like other than like elementary school, junior high, and high school when I should have been learning. I would just doodle in books, and
same.
So I mean, you never have. I do it at home, but then you don't really. It's not the same as when you're supposed to be doing something and you're supposed to be focused on something, but you're like, your just mind just wanders. And I found that I started a blog, like probably, oh man, I want to say like maybe 10, 12, maybe 15 years ago. And every day I would kind of post like a weird, like if my hand hurt at my desk, I would just have like an arm like going into a meat grinder. And I would be like, okay, and I'd post that. And then if it were, if the car broke down, I would just have this car that was just like, a little sling or something.
Okay.
And I mean, I would do these. And that was maybe I was just slowly starting to, I think I was starting to fall in love with illustrations and out of love with animation. Like I love watching animation. Yeah. But when you're doing it, it's and then like you'll animate a walk cycle and someone's like, I don't know. You redo that. Come in this weekend and redo it. Or redo a scene and you're just like, no, but I want to do it my way. And then I think it's always someone like morning meetings where they just tear you down and you'd be like, man, I stayed late on that day. Like,
it goes to show that even if you have a rad job, it comes with like the disappointment. And
I know the drawing is like that. Like there's like, I know every show motivates me to get another print done or some more art, like something fresh, not just for the audience, but for me to kind of feel like, okay, let's see where I'm at now. Let's come up with something funny. I want to enjoy this. Let's come up with something funny, like a tooth humping I apologize. It's the toothbrush humping a tooth. But that, I don't know, it kind of keeps it interesting. And then I feel like, but I know that feels like a job sometimes, but I think I've got an 8-year-old at home that likes to, he's starting to get kind of goofy and he draws a lot and you feel like he's got ideas and you just want to, like while we're kind of working on something, I'll sketch some stuff or no, even with a phone, I can just, if I'm somewhere and I hear someone be like, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, well, that's a really cool idea. And I just, beep, 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 and I just keep it in my back pocket for when I have the time to kind of draw something. And I just take it out and I'm like, a toothbrush banging a tooth. Yeah, that sounds like, I'll start working on that. And so, and if it sucks, I just like, it goes into like a file. Yeah. And then sometimes I'll pull them out and just be like, oh, yes, that's right. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's fun. That's how it works. Yeah. That's how I work.
As I've been saying, if I had a visual aid or whatever, I could show you the picture that I'm talking about that started this whole conversation. But check out the Instagram. You'll be able to see it on there.
That's a tooth one.
Another thing that I liked about it is that maybe I'm just interpreting it wrong, but maybe not, is like the toothbrush and the toothpaste are travel size and they're going on adventures. And I thought that was cool because they're small. And I thought that was. Did you do that? Was that intentional, or am I just?
No, there's a coffee. One of the teeth in the back, like one of the molars, is a coffee cup, and I was like, I don't know, like. There's some things I don't know if I don't put too much stuff. I didn't put too much.
Hold on, let me look at it. I gotta find it.
It's not. Yeah, it's.
Hold on, guys. We're about to see this.
There's other ones that are older, like the skin tent that I still put out.
Dude, that's a good one.
Skin tent. I don't know. Sometimes there's some fun ones.
They're all good.
I think it's
every single piece.
But you know what? The audience always lets me know what works and what doesn't work, because I'll bring something that I think is, oh my gosh, this is you're happy to to show this off, and then they'll it won't sell, or it kind of gets
this is the skin tent one he was talking about.
Yeah, that one's kind of fun.
That one's really fun. Okay, let me try to find the one I'm talking about while I'm watching this. Looking for it. Let's ask the first question. Which is, how did you get started with this unique art theme? I love the creativity. That question comes from Matilda.
Thank you, Matilda. That's a good question. I was working at a studio in Calgary, and there was one of the creative directors had a booth at a comic convention, and he was splitting it with somebody, and someone dropped out. He saw that I would doodle at my desk, and he just said, hey, why don't you, take some of these, doodles, make them into prints and sell them at the show with me. And so I thought, yeah, that sounds kind of fun. And it just seemed crazy because I think working at a studio with concept artists, they can draw anything, and you think like I just never wanted to show my the art because you're around other artists and you feel like, nope, I'm not showing you. I will tell you that I I collect toenails before I would tell another artist that I'm like, oh, I like to draw. I'd always feel like I would just kind of keep it a secret. But he's thought that it would be a good idea. So I went home and I came up with 4 prints. And one of them, I mean, I can't really remember what they were. Like one of them was like a snowman, like in spring. And so all the snow is melted and it's just like a fleshy, like 3 fleshy balls.
Okay.
And his nose is this like, orange, like carrot. And he's got like his arms it was just prints. I put them on the booth.
Uh-huh.
And this comic convention, someone came by and the first person that bought it, it was just like this light bulb moment where you're like, holy smokes, like people are going to buy this like my arts. Like there's so much stuff at a comic convention. You just feel like there's, to stick out it's hard to stick out because you just feel like it's there's certain people are looking at beautiful stuff. Anyway, so that show was a success. I went home and I was over just over the moon. I was like, this is incredible. I just saw this other road opening,
that's
in
so
life.
rad.
And you just feel like I'm taking this road. So I kind of slowed animation down. I kind of, started doing art, but this is while I was taking this business course, which was kind of like, it was everybody else is starting businesses. And I'm just like, I want to start an illustration business. And they're like selling prints and everyone thought it was crazy. But I kind of felt like it helped me focus on like maybe what I wanted to sell, how I would get into people's houses, what I would, the costs. And so I remember I had either the Edmonton Comic Convention that was like a few months later. And so I sat down and I thought, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to try to get into someone's house. Like I'm going to try to pick a room. So I thought I'll pick the bathroom because bathroom stuff is usually a little weird. Like my grandmother always had like kind of like something, if you sprinkle on the, if you tinkle on the CD, what is it? If you sprinkle when you tinkle, be a sweetie, wipe the CD.
Okay.
And for some reason, like you're my grandmother, like a Ukrainian, like this is kind of like, you're just like, what? Grandma's kind of wild. Like this is like, you kind of feel like this is awesome. And you just see like little poodles in the bathroom. It was just like this fun, everything else in the house was just like very organized.
Right.
Everything was perfectly straight. Nothing, don't touch anything there. No, don't leave that. But the bathroom was this wild place. So anyways, I thought of a bathroom piece where it was just like toilet paper and a piece of poop running together. And I called it Wedding Smells. And which is not even, it's like, it was kind of simple, but so I put it out at this show, like the next show. So it's my second show. I'm just like I'm still riding on the first one. And so people come by and this stylist was like, he walks by and he's like, hey, it's bathroom art. And you just feel like, oh my gosh, he gets it. And he bought it. And then like that whole weekend, it was just like people would walk by and then someone would be like, oh, hey, bathroom art. And
like, wait a minute, that's clever.
And it's kind of like, holy crap. And I thought, so the next show, like after that, it could have been the art walk. It could have been the next comic. I mean, I wasn't doing a lot of shows, but anyways, the next show, after I've sold quite a few of these bathroom art and some other stuff, but I'm sitting there, I set up the booth, someone walks by and they're like, hey, the poo guy's back. And you think, what? Like I was just labeled the poo guy very early on. And honestly, I wasn't embarrassed. It was just, it almost felt like great. Like that's, if anything, if that's the one thing that people remember, it'll at least bring them back to the booth.
Yep.
And I'll just, it'll help stand out, which is another reason why the Upper Dekker helped a bit. Like it just kind of got it going. And
Parch said, holy crap would be a good idea.
That is, now one of the prints is holy shit. And that's like the Just Let It Go. And it's got like the guy, like the turd kind of like rising out of the toilet, like meditating. Like he's just got those meditation hands.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, holy crap. With the Pope coming to Edmonton, or I should. That's I feel like you just feel like you have to like.
Yeah.
I should be on top of that kind of stuff to get drawings done. But
so this is the mouth. What did you say here? Finished work a little early today, so I doodled a toothbrush and a toothpaste at the mouth of a cave.
The mouth of a cave.
And then you can see, if you can spy the coffee cup in the back there.
It's ridiculous. It is. You know what? I think, yeah, I'm sure there's a dentist that's like, that's not what a mouth looks like.
Right.
You know, because I don't, you know, you kind of imagine it. Like, am I going to, I mean, like you said, I like having reference now. Like I'm working on a picture, like the last kernel that's just like a cob of corn that's been completely cleaned off, and it's on a plate with like butter.
Yeah.
But there's just this one lonely kernel that's just like, why am I left here? And it just seems like it's this lonely this tiny little kernel. But I brought it up because that's something I need reference for that, because I can imagine what a cob of corn looks like, but it's the lighting, and sometimes you want to get better. Like I want to be like, man, let's work on the lighting. Let's work on, let's try to, you know, it can be funny, but let's try to work on some stuff, but I need reference.
Okay. Good answer. Second question comes from Smurf M. I see a lot of his focus is on his bathroom art. Is this his favorite subject matter? And then she goes on to say his food collection also has great humor. Where does he get his ideas from? We'll start with that.
Well, the last pickle, the bathroom art, yes, I do. I think as an artist, like I mean, there's a point where I feel like I could draw, like you get ideas. You want to draw everything. I want to draw Volkswagens, or I want to draw, I don't know, like you want to draw everything. But I always thought, like when you get to a show and you want to make money, I feel like I want to do what I want to do, but I also want it to sell, and it just felt like what I liked, what I thought was funny, and what people thought was funny and worked was just bathroom art. And then, you know, I sneak in a pickle, and then I sneak in I sneak in other stuff.
Yeah, you got the carrot too.
And then there was like the floater was after I think after the wedding one, there was the Sistine Crapple, which was like the you know, the two fingers touching, and then I added the can I swear?
Yeah, of course.
There's a ship parade, and then once I added the floater, I think the floater was the fourth one, and it suddenly just kind of it started to make sense. Like I felt like, okay, I've got like a little bit of stuff here, and it was funny. I mean, it's funny. Like kids love it, elderly people love it, families like it. I mean, there's always going to be someone that's just like a Debbie Downer,
right? Yeah,
but they also poop. But they don't want you to know that they poop.
Right.
Which is just
almost everybody does, right? She goes on to ask, has he attempted a style or medium that was not his cup of tea and didn't pursue?
I don't know.
I noticed that on your Instagram you did an oil study of fruit.
Oh, yes. That is something I do. I love that. Like if you set up the fruit and we paint it, like if I paint it, I like that. But when I like still lifes, I always think like everybody does, like if people do still lifes, it's like you're just kind of copying. I've wanted to do dill lifes where it's just still lifes of dills, like dill pickles. Or I wanted to do kill lifes, which is just like cans of like things that they use to kill like insects or bugs, like insects or animals.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean that, you know, I don't know. It just seems like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I would try. I mean, I'd love that would be fun. But I mean, I like to keep it simple. I don't like paper, pencil. I try to keep it easy.
Sure. Okay, and this is so you don't know me yet, but I love banana bread. It's my favorite bread.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna make a bologna sandwich out of it, but it's my favorite dessert, let's say.
So can you make a bologna sandwich out of banana bread?
Why not?
I mean, and you probably could. That is kind of, that'd be sweet and savory, yeah.
I mean, I've never tried it, but...
Oh, that is, I would try it. I would try it.
I would try it. Some people suggested peanut butter. That makes sense. I didn't really like it.
Peanut butter. Yeah, peanut butter.
I did strawberry jam because it was a strawberry banana. That also was not good. But I like banana bread with butter.
Yeah,
that's what I like.
Yeah, that's good.
And people like it different ways. Like some people like it with when it's just fresh out the oven. I actually like it when it's been cooled.
Oh, okay.
I don't actually like it that much straight out of the oven.
Wow.
I kind of think that it's like, oh, this is almost banana bread, but it's not. But anyway, she asks, banana bread, nuts or no nuts?
I am a no nut person.
Thank you.
I cannot. If someone bakes something that's nice and fluffy, and then they put nuts in it, I don't know what it is, but it's just
like, why don't you put a bunch of gravel in here?
Yeah,
it's
a kid's birthday. Let's put gravel in the cake, and you're just like, wow. I don't want to use sprinkles. Let's use gravel. Yeah, the nuts. That is just that's one thing, and I don't like. I love ice cream, but I don't like nice ice cream with nuts in it, like walnuts or something.
No,
even though I love walnuts, like I love any type of nut outside of a loaf of something. Like, yeah, you've ruined that. That'll ruin banana bread. That's a good,
good. I'm glad you agree. Do you like chocolate chips in your banana bread, or do you like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
that's what
chocolate chips. Yeah,
that's how I prefer it.
Yeah.
But if I had to choose between nuts or plain, it would be plain banana bread.
Oh yeah. As long as they have the bananas in there. That's what I bought. Nuts.
Yeah, you're not. There probably is a nut bread. Go buy that if you want nuts in your bread. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or there's that bread that has all the seeds on it. That's probably more your style.
Yeah, that's like a Morning Glory.
Is that what it's called?
Morning Glory muffin.
I feel like
I don't mind. You know what? I don't mind that it's on the top, but I don't know. I don't want to be surprised with nuts in
what about in like? Okay, so I like that. I like carrot cake. I don't mind if there's the occasional something in carrot cake for some reason. It's different.
Wait, you mean like if you found like a sliver, like just like a little bit of carrot in it, or do you mean something different? Something
like if it's a nut in there, it's fine.
Yeah,
but I don't like it. I like it better when it's not. I hate it when it's in banana bread, but I don't hate it when it's in carrot cake.
Yeah, banana bread. Yeah, I'm with you with that. Carrot cake is it is different.
Yeah, it's different. You can allow just a little bit, just a sprinkle, but don't put any in. But if you have to, maybe just a little bit. But if it's in banana bread, don't put nothing in there except for chocolate chips.
If they're small chunks, like if I don't really have to chew, if it's soft, I don't have to chew it. Then but
dude, we could get along. I think.
Yeah.
She closes with saying, "Great work and thank you for sharing."
Thank you.
Perhaps the suggestion is the banana bread, no nuts. I'm sure you can come up with something creative.
Like a banana loaf that's been castrated, or could you castrate it?
That would be good.
Castrate it.
And you could call it all better.
Ooh. I mean, I could, that.
Dude, you were quick with that. I didn't even think of that. That's good. Yeah.
I've trained for this.
So that came from Smurf M. Our next question here is Lulu Bell. She asks, "Hi, Jeff. What art do you have on your walls at home? What is the difference between the art you like to look at and the art you create?"
Oh, I have art that I can afford, but it's almost like one of my favorite things. I have a picture in my bathroom, other than the one that I usually keep a print of mine in the bathroom, the wedding smells that I bring to shows, just because it's right next to the shower, and I'm able to just kind of see how it's going to age. If it's in the shower, like you know how it kind of
you got steam,
steam, you got dirt flying off, you got but I have a picture that I bought in Vancouver by Michael Sawa, who is like this I don't want to guess where he's from, but I've looked it up, and he's got these beautiful paintings. Well, the one that I have, it's a painting of like this beautiful tree-lined street, a road in the country, and there's all these trees, and then there's all these men like peeing on each tree, and I don't know. And he's got other great ones.
I gotta look that up.
It's he's got other ones where it's like this like little dog and it's got this massive cone on his head, or
what? How do you spell his last name?
SOWA. And I think one of the this is going to be weird, but the one of the greatest compliments I got was a woman coming into the booth. Oh, it's got to be a couple years ago, like before COVID, pre-COVID, and she came in and she was looking around and stuff, and she picked up something. And like it could have been the bananas, it could have been something. But as she's paying for it, she was like, "Your art reminds me of Michael Sawa," and I thought like, oh, and you just thought like, I remember I got chills, and that was great. I mean, that because I've looked through his stuff, and I just like his style. It's simple. I mean, he's talented, but I don't know. It's just goofy.
I'm trying to find a clear picture of it.
Like he'll have like I don't know. It's just goofy. It's subtle. It's goofy. I don't know how he comes up with this. I mean, that would be someone you don't. No, it'd be someone I'd love to meet, but just to say like, well, I love your stuff, but those artists like that, they may not come to Edmonton, and I may not go wherever they are to say.
Wherever they are, yeah.
I mean, there's been some artists that like Ronald Seal or Cyril. He was like an illustrator, and Ronald Cyril passed away. Like, there's artists I would love to meet that they may not want to meet anybody, but you just like to I don't know, walk by and see him working. And just,
right? Yeah. One thing that I regret is when Robert Bateman came to Edmonton. I went to his show.
Yes.
There was like 4 or 5 people there.
Yeah.
No one went for some reason. Maybe because they just figured, it's probably whatever. It's going to be swamped. We can't go because he's really high.
He's a Robert Bateman. Yeah.
And so I go there, and I didn't even say hi to him.
Mm-hmm.
I just left. And do
you regret that?
That was his last show that he did in Edmonton.
No.
Yeah. I regret the shit out of it.
I know. Like, that's, yeah.
I was like when I left, I was like, maybe I should go back. But I'm like, then I got self-conscious. He's like, he sees me come in. I look around, I leave, and then I come back to say hi and then leave again. I didn't want to do that.
Yeah.
But like
being in the same room, I think it's something.
It's cool. I wish I even would have just, snuck a selfie, just went, but I didn't do nothing. And I was like, okay, he looks exactly like I thought he would look like. Yeah. Then I just left. And right, he was like, I don't know, a couple paintings, a couple books, and so I would have had to wait 10 minutes, and then I could have, I can't afford any of his paintings.
I know,
but maybe a high edition print I could have, right? Because
even those are
yeah.
I know. If he had just reached down and ripped out pubic hair, and he's like, turn this into a brush, young man, and then you painted stuff with it, and you're just like, that would be something where I don't even know what to say to those. Those guys are incredible.
That would be a little weird, but I don't know what I would have done.
But would you have made it into a brush? If he told you, make it into a brush, and then you just go home and you'd be like,
you know what I would have said?
Polar bear.
I would have been like, dude, I don't use brushes because I finger paint. Everything I do is finger painting, so it's. Maybe I would have
but you could use elastic bands and
just yeah.
I don't know. That's. I met Art Spiegelman, who was, I didn't meet him. Sorry, he's a guy that does he's done some famous comic books, and he also did Cabbage Patch. The Garbage Pail Kids. Do you ever see Garbage Pail Kids?
Yeah.
He was an artist on those, early on.
Yeah.
And
I actually have someone sent me some cards, which I don't know where they are.
So he designed some, a bunch of them. And he was doing a talk one day. I was just like, I gotta meet him. So I went down, listened to his show. He was incredible, but same thing. Couldn't meet him. If I should have just walked up and be like, you just punch me in the face. I just need, I can't shake his hand, but just spit on me and then I'll leave. I just want to, you want to meet him, but you don't want to make it weird, but then I'd make it weird. And then
you'd be like, can I have some of your pubic hair? I want to make a brush.
No. The other testicle. I want not that hair.
Yeah.
No, I think it's, you don't know what to do.
Okay, so the next question here comes from Maria. She asks, what inspired you to go to art school? Or did you always know that you wanted to be an artist?
I drew, I would always draw pictures, goofy pictures. And I mean, in school, I always loved title pages. Like, it doesn't matter what the project was. If there was a title page, holy smokers, we're going, like, this is where I would get work done. But I was lucky enough to go to a high school in Edmonton, like it's East Glen, but there was a teacher, an art teacher there, got me a scholarship to go to animation school, which is something I was, I'd make flip books all the time. I'd make flip books.
Oh, that's cool.
But I got a scholarship to go to like a summer camp. So it was like a month-long class in Vancouver. And I went there, I was like 16 and I loved it. Like, it was really fun. So I thought, oh, I'll do this as a job. But it was just classical animation. CG, computer animation hadn't really been made yet. It wasn't really available yet. And then I went back for the next year, like for another summer, and I learned a bit more. And then I always thought, I'm going to save up and I will go for the full year course there and study classical animation. And so I saved up, went there. And while I was in the course, they had started up a computer animated course, like animation course. And I thought, if I want to leave school, I'd like to have a little bit of knowledge of both, and maybe it'll make it easier to get a job. So I stayed for the second year, learned animation, and then that's like really the only art training I have, other than like high school and, like other than animation. That's the training I have. But I think when I went to work in an animation studio, and you're like, it's just you're animating, but you're like, I just loved hand drawn, like Ren and Stimpy, like Looney Tunes. Ren and Stimpy are that's my favorite. When you start getting into motion capture, and it just feels like it's not fun. And then I just wanted to draw bathroom art. Once you get you get that itch, you gotta scratch it. It's just
go ahead.
No, that's really the only training. And I mean, you always pick up every bathroom art piece, you learn something new. That's the real school.
She also asked, do you censor your art that your child labor is exposed to? Child labor referring to one of your Instagram posts. I imagine your child.
Yes. Oh, I do tone it down now, because I don't know. I remember like when he was younger, like there was that time. I mean, because I've been in the booth before he was born. There'd be kids that come in the booth, and you could tell at a very small age, the kids knew, oh, those are genitals. Like they would, because I have a picture it's called The Genitals, and it's a family portrait of like a penis with the testicles are the kids. Yeah. And then there's a woman next to him that's a vagina. And kids, like, you wouldn't believe how small, like little kids could come in and be like, yeah, I know what that is. And then they would see like a swear word on like one of them, which is like shit or get off the pot, which is like a toilet. It's a toilet, cool toilet. Like he's like smoking a cigarette. And so you could tell that a kid that's probably just learning to read would be like, Mom, what's that one say? And they know things. And I know that my son is picking things up, but I don't think there's certain things that, I mean, even this one, I think, not that I kept it a secret. I just think we were working on other projects, and I don't think he really saw me making it. So, I think I don't know if I would keep it. If he asked what he was doing, I don't know what I would have to say. That would just be, I don't know. Like you want to, and the fun thing with art is that I want to expose, like I want him to learn that, art is fun. You can do whatever you want. Teaching him, there's certain things, I think even just for myself, I don't want to be banned from a show or like a market because they're like, hey,
it's too crude,
that
or something,
is too crude. But I do think that I have like a ratio that I don't even think it's a real ratio. Like there's like, I want it to be like one part like funny. It's got to be funny. And then the second part's got to be like, it's got to be weird. And then the third part's disturbing. Like it's got to be like some kind of balance of those. And I feel like sometimes when it is disturbing, if I couldn't show my son the picture, then I feel like then it's not. Like if my grandmother walked in, and said, if any of my family were to walk into the booth, if there was something that I wouldn't feel comfortable showing, then I probably shouldn't hang it. Because I am around a lot of people. Now, maybe with the internet, I will start doing more stuff that's just no one will ever see. But there's still prints that I put in. Like I have one that's called Coco's Chanel, which is like, it's like a poodle.
Yes, I saw it.
It's a poodle on its back, and it has this Coco Chanel lipstick as its penis.
Right.
And it's
everyone calls it lipstick when your dog gets a Woody, right?
Yeah,
You're just like, it's got lipstick.
He's got lipstick all over his lips,
right, yeah,
because he's been putting on his lips. But I thought even that one, I felt like I don't need to put it in there. But then I always like when there's someone that comes in and they like it, and you're like, yes, yeah,
it's hilarious,
and it's instantly sold because they're like, not that they've been looking for it, but they found
but they didn't look for it, but they found it.
And yeah, that's all it is. It's just, yeah, but you're right. It's hard.
I forgot about that one. That is hilarious. I showed that to my wife yesterday, like last night.
Yeah.
Because like when you have a horny pup,
oh my gosh, yeah.
right? And it's like, it's just it's not really a code word, but when you're in public, you're like, oh, he's getting lipstick. Let's calm him down a little bit.
Splash cold water.
Yeah.
I don't know what you do. How do you calm them down?
Just bring him away from whatever dog he's after, and then you give him a reset, then they can go back at it. But like that's just for the benefit of the other owner, right?
Yeah.
Dogs are dogs, right?
Dogs are dogs.
And as long as they're the dogs aren't getting in some sort of distress, then it's fine.
That's cool.
But anyway, that's just what we always say. Oh, he's getting lipstick.
I've also heard Red Rocket.
Red Rock. Okay.
So I have another version of that where he's got the astronaut helmet on, and then it's got the space shuttle.
Okay.
Or like the red rocket. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't necessary.
That's funny.
The world did not need that extra version.
Next question comes from Martha.
Okay.
She says, "Hi Jeff. Thanks for doing this shop talk. How long have you been doing art? What is your favorite medium to use? Do you ever use a computer to draw? And I see on your Instagram you have a cute young son. Do you find he inspires more of your work now? Do you have any pets?" Wow, these are a lot of questions.
No, that's okay.
And she subscribed to your website.
Oh, that's awesome.
And look forward to your her first newsletter from there, I guess.
Oh my gosh. So I started in 2011, which was at the comic convention. Like, I think when I was like a studio I worked for, you were able to work from, they were transitioning where you could work from home. This is like 2011. It was almost like the cost, like really the internet was getting to a point where you could work at home on the computer, like animate and send files. So I was able to find illustration work while I was at work. Like it was kind of like this nice thing where you're home, I can do this, I could draw pictures. You only had to get a certain amount of seconds done every single week. So I'd get my quota done, and then I could spend the rest of the time illustrating. And I found some jobs, and that gave me the confidence to start maybe going out more and looking for art jobs. Mm-hmm. But I mean, once you find out that I don't have to draw stuff for other people, I just have to create it for myself and then bring it to the market. Right. I like that. But what was the other?
What is your favorite medium to use?
I do have a tablet at home, but and I've used it on some things. Like I had a tablet, like a Wacom that I loved it. Like it just kind of, although I still have to start. It's got to be paper and pencil. Mm-hmm. I can never go straight into the computer. Like I would love to put like VR goggles on and be like, I'm just going to do this right now. I can't do it. It has to start old school. It has to be like pencil, tangible, paper. Yeah, okay. And it can't even be like a brand new pencil that I just bought. And I'm like, oh my God. And and I sharpen it and it's like, and I start drawing. It has to be like, I have to find it like, on the floor. It's got to be this, like just a little one. And, it doesn't have to be sharpened. It's just get it on the paper, get it out there, see if it's still as funny as the idea.
Right.
And then I'll scan it. And then I usually, now what I've started doing is, like I brought to the last art walk, I've started to take those pictures and then cut them out of wood and sell those. And for some reason, I've always felt like, I don't know what it is, what's so terrifying about like just this rectangle or the square, I always find that I was like, oh, I'm gonna fill up. What's going in this square? Or like, whoa, who's going? Like, do I need to put a flower over here? Or how many flies should I add? Like, I always feel like if I just cut it out of wood, it's exactly what I wanted to draw, and that's all it needs to be. So I feel like that's where I feel like I'm going now, and it's almost like my style of original paintings. It's so that's kind of
cool,
and yeah. And what was the other part?
Just one sec. Can people find those on your Instagram?
I think I'll start, like, I sold a few at markets, like the last 2 art walks. Someone like there was a huge T-bone steak and a Slurpee, potatoes,
pizza slice with a knife in his head.
There was pizza slice. There's stuff that was
coffee cup,
Leaky Tim. I don't know if do you
like for Tim Hortons.
Yeah. Anyways, but there's some dung beetles that I
that was the picture you were talking about earlier.
Like there's dung beetles that I thought would kind of fit in a bathroom, but I think there's something freeing about just having that shape, and then I paint on the wood. I don't know. It's right now. It just gets me out of the the thought of having to have like, oh, it's got to be a rectangle. Yeah. Oh, the pizza, like that one, that felt like that was cut out of that was used. I put it on the scroll saw, cut the the lines, filled in painted it to look like it was 3D, and that just I don't know. It
looks 3D, but that's just just flat.
And I mean, and that's the last slice, I think, the name. But you know what? I don't know. It's just you really don't know what people are gonna be drawn to. It's just if I get to make it and put it out there and someone likes it, that's amazing. There's nothing. Every single print that somebody buys or anything, it's almost like you want to hug them and be like, "Thank you. This is you're only, it's amazing,
right?
To be able to do it."
Then she asked, "Does your son inspire you?"
Yeah, he does. There's one. It might be on the Instagram or on my website called Warm Hugs, which is like a small child made of poop hugging a toilet roll that's like, I don't know, like the size of a barrel. I don't know if it's on Instagram. It might be, but anyways, that was kind of, I mean, and it's weird. You forget that even though that I like drawing bathroom art, changing diapers, wiping a butt, cleaning any type of mess that a child makes while they're growing up, it's not like those moments don't inspire me to do anything. Like, it's just like, I don't know. But he has goofy ideas. He thinks that we just have to put eyeballs on things now, and we're just going to sit back. And he's like, we're going to buy Nerf guns. This is what he just has this idea where he's like, Dad, someone bought that grilled cheese sandwich. He's like, man, we got to go home. We got to make 20 more.
Okay.
And I think like, Arthur, no, we're not. But he's pretty creative. I mean, am I going to push him towards being an artist? I don't know. But I hope that he grows up and knows that creating something, like, it's therapeutic. It's almost like you just, I don't know. It's like, it's kind of like therapy. I agree. You have to, it's healthy.
Do you need a refill?
Oh, I'd love a refill. But yeah, no, I think he does inspire me. He does. I mean, the whole family does. I mean, although I have one of the very few families that don't like bathroom art.
I also have this. I don't know if you like that.
Belgian white. I'll stick to Guinness. Thanks.
And I also have this. Well, you already opened it, but an alley cat.
Apricot. I do like apricot. That's a good one.
And Coke, of course.
Coca-Cola.
But you already opened that. Let's stick with that one for now.
I don't want to. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have any pets?
Oh, I have a cat. I had a cat for 18, 19 years. She was Siamese.
Oh yeah, of course.
She passed away, but we did have a year off. We picked up a new kitten named Dusty, who is the complete opposite. Like, it's going to be kind of funny, but weird. But I having had like a female cat for so long, I didn't know what a male cat, like we thought, it's just like, I didn't know if it was a boy or it was a girl. I just thought, it's probably a girl. I don't see a giant red,
rocket.
I don't see a red rocket on this sucker. So I thought for 6 months, we thought we had this female cat. And then it doesn't, he never went into heat. So we found out it's a boy, but he's a little more aggressive. Like he bites stuff and he attacks you, and he's just different. He keeps it, I mean, I like having the pet, but I don't know. Sometimes I'm not a bird person. I'd love a lizard. But like some sort of something like that. But I do like that you've got the hens, and that's something I would love. I'd love to get hens in the backyard now that we can do that in Edmonton.
Yeah.
So next year we probably will. But I think and that'll probably
might inspire
something else.
Yeah, we do have 2 cats as well. I'm surprised they didn't come in. One's a boy, one's a girl. They're brother and sister.
But we have Dusty. Like I give him names like Dusty, Dusty Sanchez, or like Dustbuster. And I mean, I like having a pet, but we don't really need one.
My cat's name is Penny Loafers, the female. Because she has. The idea was she has white feet. She's gray, but she has white feet. And instead of naming her like slippers or boots,
socks
or something cute, we just Penny Loafer, just a long.
I like that.
Name.
But Penny, like can you just shorten it to Penny?
Yeah, so we call her Penny.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I like that. That's cute.
Ashley always calls her Penny Loaf, which is like, what is that even? Right? I call her Pen all the time.
Yeah. Oh, Pen's nice, yeah.
Or Penelope. Ooh. Anything that's pen.
Oh, those are
Sometimes
great.
Sometimes it's pencil, like just whatever.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. And like my dog, his name is Henry, but I always call him Clam.
Clam?
For no reason. Just because we had a dog, Hank, but he passed away. And a few months later, we got Henry. Mm-hmm. Apparently, Hank is short for Henry, which we didn't know. Wow. But Hank was like a bigger dog. He was 115 pounds. He was pretty aggressive, which was not great, but it's good for an acreage dog, whatever, guard dog sort of thing. And he was nice to the people he knew, but not the people he didn't know so much. But this dog is like the opposite. He's such a pansy. And he's so small.
Yeah.
And he has a small head, and he yawned a lot. And I just thought, I'm like, oh. He's always got his mouth open, whatever. It's like a clam. Yeah, and then and he's small, and clams are small. So even though he's grown up more from when I started calling him that, so I call him Clarence the Clam.
Clarence the Clam. That should be a children's book.
Yeah, you do. But he doesn't come to Clarence. But like Hank, when we had him, I would call him like Spoogs, which I don't even know where that came from. But
jeez, yeah. And he just didn't even come?
It's just he would. Yeah, and what else did we call him? I'm forgetting now. We'd call him Hank, of course, that was his name. But we'd call him all sorts of things, and he would know like when we're talking to him. And the other dog that you saw here, his name is Duke. I always call him Dougals, and he just knows that's his name. Last question here on the Patreon, and if you want to keep going, we can answer a couple more, but we'll start here at this one. They ask, hi Jeff.
Hi.
Are you a full-time artist? If so, what was your profession before? Animator. Yeah.
I in 2019 my son was starting kindergarten, and I had started making enough at shows that I was leaving my job in the art department at a sign shop. And it was kind of like, this was it. I was going to do this. And I had, 22, it was roughly about 22 shows lined up. So it'd be like every other weekend I would be somewhere. And I knew that there was like always going to be the certain ones I wanted to be at. And it looked like it was just, it was going to work out. So I quit, did the art walk, did, the Fringe, a bunch of a few comic conventions, tattoo shows, and then 2020 I was at the Winnipeg tattoo convention, which is like
so you travel around.
I do travel a little bit, but that was the first show for 2020, And at the end of, it was like the end of February, early March. And then all of a sudden there's like whispers because people at that show are from all over the world. And so there's these whispers of like COVID. Oh, this is COVID. And you're thinking like, oh man, what is, what is everyone talking about? And I thought, well, I'll saying goodbye at the end of the show.
You're like, oh, that's an interesting word. I'll probably never have to worry about it.
What is that? Yeah. It's but anyways, so you're saying goodbye at the end of the show. We're driving back and you're texting people and be like, I'll see you at the next show, blah, blah, blah.
Oh, because you see some people at every show.
Every show.
Right. Yeah.
And anyways, all of a sudden the next show is shut down. And then the next show, and then you realize the money that I was supposed to make at that show is not coming in. And then, the next show is canceled. And then so summer shows are canceled. Then once the winter shows were getting canceled, I thought like, oh my gosh, like I'm basically now a starving artist. Like I was just, you thought like this, it could have been, it was great for, I think I'd worked, at getting it to a point where I knew it was going to be able, I wasn't sure it was going to work, but with COVID, it wasn't going to work. And so when the shows in the spring were getting canceled and you're getting like refunds for like certain markets. And I was like, okay, I'm going to call the shop and just ask if they have a vacancy, and so they allowed me to come back. And I've been there now I've been there since 2020, like the end of November of 2020. And now I'm just slowly like, I think the Art Walk is my first show back, I think I looked it up. It was like 856 days since the tattoo show. So I felt like I've had a long time off. I'm trying to figure out a way to, start picking up the shows and getting back out there. And if it's a year from now or 2 years, I feel like I want to get to the point where I can rely on the art full time and not have to have my soul sucked at for someone else.
So you're not quite there, but you will be again.
The one lucky thing about working at a sign, like a company that does like signs, like highway signs, or you feel like you're making art. Like it's so ridiculous, but it's like you're making art that's going outside in like a public setting. And it's just that little taste of making art, but it's nowhere near. It's not bathroom art.
It's like everyone knows my art. You see that crosswalk, man? That's
you see that? No, but I miss it. I think the internet, like I have the Etsy site, which is now generating enough that I feel like it motivates you to create more. It pays some bills and you feel like I could do this. It wasn't just a ridiculous dream. Like I almost feel like with COVID, I feel like, I had to come back. I feel like I failed, but it wasn't really, I can blame Fauci, or I don't know who you have to blame. It's like you can't blame the government for ruining it, but I'll slowly get back out there.
Yeah. Well, I hope you do. If you guys would like to support Jeff, we got his Etsy store in the description.
Thank you.
Got his Instagram. I didn't know you had a website. Should have asked you.
It is just theupperdekker.com, but it's just with 2 Ks. But you know what? Purchasing art through, you could purchase art through the Squarespace. It's awesome. But it's easy. Etsy, I don't know. Etsy's it just works. I don't know.
It works for you then.
It works
you
for
like
me.
It? Yeah, good.
I
hate it.
You know what? And I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's for a couple of years, it was a place to send people that may not have been able to purchase something at a market. And you'd be like, oh, here's a card. Like, look at the Etsy page, order it, and we'll just ship it out. Mm-hmm. And that was what it was for. But now you send art all over the place and you just feel like it's weird. The people are, well,
you're not doing bad on Etsy. You have over 500 sales.
530, and it's on there. I think this year is becoming very good. And you can't, and you know what? If it runs out,
how I do mine is I just email me, orderfromjosh@gmail.com, and then that's how I do it.
I think I would love to eliminate that little bit of money that Etsy takes from me. Like they get their but I think the sales that they bring in, it's worth it. and I just, although they did, I don't know if you, like, I know other artists may have had this happen, but in April, there was like an email that goes out that's like, hey, you know, this is Etsy, just letting you know that we're going to hold 75% of your sales for 45 days. Yeah, you know, it's just 75%, 45 days. Don't worry about it. And you just feel like, oh, wait a second. Like I've got to mail stuff out. I've got to buy cardboard, bags, ink, paper, you know, food. And you just felt like that's a long time. And some people,
that is a long time.
It's a long time. And then, you know, all of a sudden, all that money, like that wave was just kind of like, all of a sudden it just dried up. And you just have these like, oh, here's, you know, every day you get like $1. And you think like, well, I felt like I could stand on the street corner and sell more. But anyways, so after 45 days, it started back in, but there were some people that were affected for 90 days. And then there were other people that had nothing happen. But anyways, they turned the taps back on. Everything's back to normal. Thank you, Etsy.
Thank you for being what you said you were going to be, yes. Even though you weren't.
Oh,
okay, guys, it is time. If you do have questions, we are going to still answer them in between, perhaps here. But it's time to play the game. Name that painting. So if you didn't get here in the beginning, where we first explained this, maybe we'll just go over it again. This is the first time here on Shop Talk that we are doing a giveaway. Jeff was like, hey, should we give something away? And I was like, what? Yeah, if you're willing. Heck yeah. So his most popular...
Yeah, I would say, pickles.
This is like almost his signature piece here, the last pickle. He's going to give this away, but he did mention earlier maybe he'd send both of them.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. So what we're going to do here is ask you to name this painting. It's a toothbrush banging a tooth. It is hilarious to me. Come up with a name. As they're coming in, we're going to read them here on this phone. And the one that he likes the best and may use for the permanent name of that painting will win these two prints. And
and this one, and this one, it's like toilet paper and a turd. And if you notice that they're on a hill, but when you put them side by side, it looks like they're sitting on a grassy butt.
On a butt?
Yeah.
Ah, that's funny. Okay. So, what do we got here? We got dental course.
Okay.
Wow, that's a good one. Okay. That's a good one, but I mean, that's me saying that. Okay, hold on. I got to scroll back up.
It can't be the last pickle because that'll screw up a lot of stuff. It can't be something else.
Okay,
already exists. I like because right now, like that. What do you got?
Bad hygiene.
Ooh,
just a little more.
I like that bad hygiene.
You know what I just thought of?
What is it?
You know, sometime I don't know what inspired this exactly. Is it because when you brush your teeth, it feels good, depending on because the massaging.
It was going to be a larger tooth, like the tooth, and then the toothpaste and the toothpaste kind of like cleaning it. Like the toothpaste, he's got a bucket of toothpaste. He's got his little toothpaste, like the toothbrush has a toothbrush, and he's kind of cleaning it, like brushing it. And then it just felt like it's not dirty enough. Like this has to, it's just like, it seemed too wholesome.
Okay.
Like it just seemed, so I thought, okay, so, and then once I removed the toothpaste and just had the brush, and I thought like, okay, is his hair going to be the brush? And then I thought, oh, what if I flipped him around and he's grinding on it? And I thought, yeah, that's it, grinding. And then I thought, but then I can't think of the name. Like I like the what's the other one? Bad. What did you write? Humping tooth. Humping
deep
tooth.
Clean. Sweet tooth.
Deep clean.
The molar,
I like the bad tooth. A bad tooth. I thought. Yeah. Okay. What's the other one? Just
squeaky clean. Just drilling. Sweet tooth.
A
brushing affair. Screw cavities.
Screw cavities. Wow. Yeah. Okay.
Humping tooth. That's a little on the nose.
Oh, wow,
but
you guys, these are great. They're all tilth tooth. I'd like to fuck. That's you know what, that's kind of nice. That I think of like when I have to write them, TILF. Tooth, yeah, tilth. Okay, hold on. Let's just. I don't want. No, we're not. It's not done yet. This is.
That's a good one.
Great.
I think she was the one who had the dental course too. Dental course and tilth.
Okay, tilth. Yeah.
Picky, tooth fillings / feelings.
Hmm.
Okay, Mr. Brush Crest Mount Tooth.
Wow. Okay, that's a big one. I don't want to write that too. Yeah, that's a long one.
Morning Glory.
Morning Glory.
Humpback Tooth. Decay of Society. Sexy Smile. Brushed Clean. Another Morning Glory.
Wow, these are good. Oh my gosh.
Very Filling. Deep Clean.
Very.
You picking on me. Slipper brush. Drilling. Getting drilled. Deep Tooth. Sweet Tooth. Fill it up.
Sweet Tooth.
Icky Picky. Brushed Clean. Society's Decay. Come
wow,
Clean.
That twice.
Come Clean. Okay.
Morning Glory. I see that. That's a good. That was a good one. Jeez.
Hard Brushing. Safe Sex. Brushgasm. Pick Hammer. Any cavity will do. Dental course. Inside Job. Enamel Burn.
What? Wow. These are. Yeah. This is crazy.
Banging Brush.
I just want to. This is amazing. This. Your viewers are great.
Another Come Clean. Pasted gingivitis. Whoops. Gingivitis.
Gingivitis. Oh. Gingivitis. That's a
rinse.
Gingivitis.
Repeat.
Okay. Yeah. You know, I'm okay. I feel like there's what
Drill Sergeant. Sometimes I trip a little. Tooth Grinder. Minuteman. What? You're Picking on Me.
Wow.
Just the Tip.
Oh yeah.
Drilling and Filling. Toothsome.
Drilling and
Dirty Minds. I think we might be buffering actually. Until this comes back. We're still buffering up there, but we are buffering here. So I'm hoping we're not buffering.
I do. While it's buffering. I think tilth seems like it's just. Yeah, I like that because then. Yeah.
Okay, so that's the winner so far.
Oh, I think tilth. Oh, I don't know. It's easy for me to write. It is. Tooth. I like. Yeah.
Ooh.
Wait, what do you got? What do you got?
So I don't say the F word on the channel, but F cavities. Because he's.
Oh, that's clever. I like that. Yeah, chill. You just got second place.
Okay,
that's a good one.
So Tracy Roche says F. She censored the F word. Thank you, because that's
fine. And if I've already said it, I've apologized.
Yeah. No, that's okay. It's just a monetization thing. Also, just some viewers are.
Do they actually pick it? Like, does YouTube pick it?
No, but if enough people complain, then they'll demonetize it. But
you wrote it. I just repeated it.
Yes, but she censored it with a
nice job.
That's good.
That's good.
Because one F word will demonetize the video. Yeah, not if you say it, but if you spell it.
Holy smokers.
Brush before sex. Any cavity will do. Mr. Stiffy. Bang and Smile.
Banging. Well, that's kind of, yeah.
Okay. I like that one. That's Blue Daisy there. Bad Hygiene. Done Deal. Brush Filling.
These are all great.
Little Brush Blue and the Leaky Crown.
It is weird. It's weird to like have a drink and then look over and see myself drinking. That's really weird. I'm like, what? It's like there's that delay, and I just feel like, wait.
Yeah. There's a delay. Yeah.
I don't get out much.
John says, Little Brush Blue and the Leaky Crown.
I don't want to write that.
Don't Swallow.
Don't Swallow.
That one's kind of good.
Well, that is, yeah. That
satisfying brush, tooth and nail.
Oh my god, how many? These are all good. Like, yeah, this could be an entire series. Holy smokes, you guys!
Hard bristle,
hard
brush and grind, hole in one.
These are great.
Suck this.
Wow.
Cavity filler, drool cup.
Oh.
I'm coming in. Hard times. Pearl necklace.
Yes, it's.
You're picking on me. Open wide.
Open what? I don't know. I think F cavities and TGIF. I think I like F cavities. Like, yeah, that's F cavities. Oh, geez.
Yeah. Blue brush blues. Dental course, which we
okay.
Yeah. That was dental course and TILF were both from who was that? Smurf M, I think. That was. They'll have to remind us. Those two are good. The
F cavities.
The F cavities is
cavities. Good. I mean, I still, I'm the same. I don't want to say the F word, but just saying F cavities that's.
Yeah, because you can just have it EFF or just F, whatever.
F cavities. Oh.
People fill in the blanks, right? And they'll get it.
Fill in the blanks. And they'll never be able to brush again without thinking about that picture.
Okay, so it's slowing down now.
These are all great. They're all great names, but
also screw cavities. You could do
screw cavity. Yeah, I just screw F.
I think F is funnier because you're trying to be like PG.
And I also don't want to write the other three letters. Like, I just would just like to write F cavities. And I mean, that's what you're trying to do when you brush. I think that's what you're always trying to do is to like, you're eliminating cavity. I want to say,
Smilegasm.
I want to say F cavities. Like, that is.
Yeah,
I think it's F cavities.
Okay, that's Tracy.
Jeez, that was
so Tracy Roche or Roke. Sorry, I don't know how to say your last name.
Oh, it's F cavities. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. I'm locking it in.
TGIF. Yeah,
or TILF. You mean TILF?
Oh yeah, what is it?
TGIF. Thank God it's Friday.
God, it's Friday. No, yeah. TILF, yeah.
TILF.
No, I'm gonna say F cavities because that's really what we're. Yeah, that does kind of. Yeah, he's F in a cavity right there.
Yeah,
he's F in it. Yeah.
Okay, so Tracy, you won. What I need you to do is email.
That was a good one.
Well, you can email either one of us. It might be easy to email me so that I can send this out to you, and I'll send this out to you when I send out everything else.
Where are they from? Where can I ask?
Yeah, where are you from, Tracy? Where are you at? Where are you from? Unless you want to send it out.
I could send. I mean, I send out stuff. Yeah, I would love to send it out.
Okay, yeah, you can absolutely do that. So, you have an email to use? Do you use an email for that kind of stuff? How can they contact you?
Well, you want to forward me her information? Just you want to?
I can do that. I'll do that. So, how about this, Tracy? I'm just looking here.
That would be.
Hopefully, you're still here. I need you to email me orderfromjosh@gmail.com. Say that you're the winner of the tooth
and the pickle
and the pickle
and the poopy and teepee.
You're giving all of these away.
I think. Okay, yeah, let's do it. Yeah.
Okay, you won 4 freaking prints. Okay, you got the pickle.
I just won.
Hilarious. Do you have 4 bathrooms? Maybe. I hope that you have a mansion.
I think
you got a bathroom in your basement, bathroom on your main floor. Yeah, maybe you have one of those small bathrooms that are like by the front door. Ensuite bathroom. Perfect.
Yeah, that could be an ensuite. Yeah.
No, an ensuite in your bedroom as well.
Oh yes,
right? That's 4 bathrooms.
Yeah.
Like in our house, we have 2 bathrooms, but you could add 2 more.
You know, any hole will do.
Any hole will do.
Any hole. I mean, yeah. I mean, like a bathroom. It becomes a toilet. That was great. All those suggestions were amazing.
I don't see her here.
TILF.
You know, you can use that as another. You could do another picture.
I could. You know what? And if we do, that would be a great name.
There she is. That is awesome. I was for all of them. Okay, well, I'm so glad that you won
I'm
them.
so glad. And yeah, and I will write that name on that one and we'll send it off. Yeah.
And the pickle. I love the freaking pickle. The last pickle. Yeah, and now this one's called F cavities.
F cavities.
This one's called TP, and
Great.
then this one's called Poopy. Oh, I like that.
Poopy and TP. You know what? I think when you're writing them, sometimes you feel like, yeah, they can't be too long. And F cavities, that's
good. Hey, Tracy, where are you from? She says she is here, so that's good. When you email me, Tracy, I'm going to, you're actually going to, we'll figure it out.
Yeah,
it'll make sense when you get it. But
I'll mail it out. And you know what? Yeah, we'll have a tracking number and let's go right to you.
Yeah. But we need to know where you're from, just
for
curious sake.
That's awesome.
Where is everybody from right now, actually?
Oh,
as we close off here, we got someone from Ontario here, Walkerton.
Nice.
That's Roly Poly Coley. She says, "Thank you both. I love these pictures. When I saw them on your art walk tour, oh, that's good.
Oh, that's the art walk tour. That was fun. Like when you're at those shows, you don't get to walk around, and to have that video it was great. I got to watch. I walked around with you and just got to see a lot of stuff.
I'm glad you watched it. Joy's asking if you're related to Ted Dekker, the author.
No, I am not. I get that a lot.
Do you?
Yes. I'm glad he's not like some sort of murderer. It's just an author, good. Pedophile, no. It's weird when you think it's not I don't think it's fair. It's
Bundy. Where did I hear that name before?
Jeffrey Dahmer. I get Jeffrey Dahmer a lot. Where it's like, yes, my name is Jeffrey. Yeah.
Yeah, and
it's weird.
I'm related to other people named Jeffrey.
But Ted. There's a few other Deckers in Edmonton that I get asked about, but no relation.
So we got people from Georgia, Tennessee, Dallas, Texas, Edmonton.
I send prints to Georgia. Like Georgia, it's weird, those cities that like the states that pop up and you're like, wow, I should do a show there. Like it's almost like
I got invited to do a show in New York, but I didn't have a passport.
Yeah, and it's like I mean that's a big city.
Yeah, that would be sweet. Even if it's a small hole in the wall show, you never know, right?
You never,
especially when agents and like whoever scouts for big galleries, you never know who's going to pop in, right?
You never know.
Like how I got into my first gallery is from the art walk, which I thought I was too shitty for.
Oh no, you can't.
We got people from New Zealand, upstate New York,
oh my goodness,
another Edmontonian, West Virginia, Edinburgh, Texas, West Virginia, Virginia, Arizona, New Hampshire, Nova Scotia, Tennessee, Colorado, Scotland. Oh, that's cool. Massachusetts, Kentucky. And Tracy is from Walkerton, Ontario.
No, wow. I wish we could drive it out there, but that's very far away.
That's kind of far. Wisconsin, Queensland, Australia, New Mexico, Florida, northern Alberta, 600 kilometers north of Josh.
Wait, 600 kilometers? Where? 600 kilometers north? That's
up here? Yeah, northern. That's really northern Alberta.
That is northern.
Where you're like in Heliquid or some weird small town like that. Ireland, Toronto, San Francisco, Kansas, New Mexico, and the list goes on. There's lots of people here.
Hello to everybody. Thanks for tuning in. That's awesome.
North Dakota.
Man, those are I was expecting maybe a couple. I thought a couple names. People will give out a couple titles, not a long list like that. That was trippy. Very.
Yeah. Well, it was
amazing. Thank you, everybody. I mean, I've always thought of. I mean, I've watched other artists drawing pictures and answering questions while they draw, but I couldn't do that. But to have the finished piece and then people name it, I should maybe just start doing that. That's amazing. You could do people have incredible ideas.
Yeah, because you never know, right? Because you're not the only creative person, right?
No, I'm not.
Right?
No,
so
I'm
like
not.
And you might even you had a name for it, right?
I had a few,
but you weren't happy with it.
It wasn't, and you suggested that we could think of something like that, and then I think while I was downstairs before I left, I thought, oh, you know what? That one I didn't like the name because even filling it out, it doesn't feel right. And every time you do it, you're like, oh, I'm kind of nailing this down. We better change this quick. And
I like that.
No, that was a great name. That was great. F cavities. I like it. Now I just have to learn how to spell cavities. Thanks. That's
if there's any final questions here, maybe we'll end on a final question, and then thanks for coming, dude.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was great to see your shop, and yeah, I love to get out of the city.
Mrs. Robertson says, of course we are creative. That's why we are drawn to this channel. Well,
yes,
thank you.
It is a great.
A lot of people here are like, Roly Poly Poly says, I'm a maker.
Nice.
Smurfam says, I think we're just a bunch of dirty birds.
Dirty birds.
All right.
I can relate to that.
Bead Crazy. I imagine they also are creative, probably with beads, I imagine.
Beads.
Says, love how Josh introduces us to other artists. It has definitely opened my eyes and mine to other forms of art. Dude, well, I'm glad you guys like who I bring on. Matthew Fox here, he's our moderator. He put a link to your Etsy there.
Awesome.
Yeah, so guys, make sure, I'm not seeing any final questions coming on, so I guess we'll just close with this.
Excellent.
Make sure that you go follow his Instagram.
Magical, yeah.
And like, how many what do you call them? How many?
You get like little bumps once in a while from a show, which is, people.
He has 1,532. Let's make it like, but
I don't know how many people want to watch.
There's 246 people watching right now. Let's at least go up by 246.
And there are at least 246 names. Like that was incredible. That was fun to be a part of. Thank you.
It was fun. So thanks for coming here. Once again, follow his Instagram. Go check out his Etsy if you would like to get a piece. There's these pieces. My personal favorite is the conjoined twins. Like, as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh, dude, that's perfect for the... So me and my little brother, who you met...
Yes, I did.
That's actually the couch we do the show on. We have a show called Just Joshing with Jakota.
Yeah.
His name is Jakota. My name is Josh. Obviously, that's obvious. It's like a podcast type thing. Yeah. It's kind of like this, but it's just me and him talking about whatever. We haven't had any guests on yet, but we would like to. But I mean, it's just we're nobody, so it's just we talk about our life, art, kind of whatever. One time I actually had a guy who passive aggressively told me I wasn't creative enough, so then we talked about his comments, and he deleted me from his followship, I guess, and stuff. And I was just like, well, apparently I took it wrong. But that was one episode. Another episode, we talked about almost getting killed by these people at the lake and stuff. Just all these different things that we've gone into.
That does sound fun.
And I think
are they filmed, or is it just audio?
It's filmed on the couch.
Yeah.
We used to have it in so my house, we're renovating it, and I had our studio downstairs, and so we had like a brick facade and stuff, and a desk, and I was like the guy on the desk, he was the guy on the couch, and eventually we were going to have a guest on the couch.
Okay.
Right? Kind of like a talk show, sort of.
Yeah.
But
like that.
Then we stopped doing it because of COVID.
Yeah.
And then we just never started it again because I just decided to gut the whole basement. And then a bunch of things happened where it didn't work out that we could rebuild it. Yeah. And now we just don't do it. but we'll do it.
But
again.
You'll pick it back. Yeah.
I have to, so I can have a place to put that. I was going to put it up here, but I don't really have room right now because I got a bunch of
I like that one.
Oh yeah. Dr. Draw, he's a really good artist, so you guys know what
that is. That's
shark swimming in a wine glass. I think it's some commentary on fanciness, shark fin soup.
Oh really? Oh my god, holy smokes.
Yeah, he's got one. I have one in the house. It's a polar bear on an ice cube.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I think it's commentary on like world.
I never get. I always think like, man, I should we'll do something political, or I'll do something religious. Yeah, I never want to. or to get a tread so lightly on some of that stuff.
Some of the stuff, especially religion, politics.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to hate you for no reason. So why bring it on purpose, I guess.
Oh, I think the awkward thing would just be somewhere on the public, like at an art walk. And then there we are,
like you don't like the president, or the prime minister. I guess
he just like knocks a bunch of stuff off and then he leaves. And you think like, oh, wow, that was interesting. I mean, it's people are,
and then they'll tell you to have respect.
And then he'll order a bathroom art because he'll feel really bad. Yeah,
that's what you got to do. You got to offend them coming in so they lose their cool, and then they're like, wait a minute.
Occasions like some people that have just caught you off guard. Like I've heard a lot of like you've talked to a lot of people and like you meet a lot of people, but there's always somebody that just hits you with something where it comes out of like left. It just comes out of nowhere. And you think like, whoa, wait a second. Like they'll say something that's not hurtful, but just you just kind of I don't know. It catches you off guard, and then all of a sudden they'll put something down, and then all of a sudden they'll buy something. You're like, did you just do that because you felt bad? You feel like, that's great. I mean, I'll never forget those moments, but I love that there's whatever they didn't like something and now they have it hanging somewhere.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
I dig that. Well, Jeff.
Yes.
Thank you for coming in. Dude, it was you. I'm glad that you enjoyed it. I'm kind of crazy is we almost decided to go everywhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Like just go straight one straight line.
Well, I knew that because like when I did the art walk, I did it in the MKT park.
Wait, what's the what part? Oh, wait, that's
the one by the MKT.
Yes, that's a
club there.
That's a busy place. Wait, that's the one park with the gazebo, or the?
No, that's McIntyre.
Yes.
Yeah, that's by the library there. That's where I started.
That's a crazy.
So if you watched my video, you saw where I put the gold brick. Yep. I've got to see if it's still there. Or if someone found it. That's where I started.
Yeah.
Next year I couldn't get a spot there, so but I wanted a tent spot, so I moved over to MKT, which is, you know where the pub is, the MKT, where the train tracks are.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
it's right there. I was at, they had tons of people who took up the MKT's back parking lot, which they were pissed about. But I was there, and then I stayed in there for another 3 or 4 years.
Yeah.
And I like it. And then this year I didn't do it because I just got sick.
Yeah.
So I didn't do it. And then when I go there, I'm like, oh, it's tore up. It's like it's just mounds of dirt. So I was just like, oh, okay. Well, I would have picked another tent spot, but it's new organizers this year.
Yeah.
So
I think it's like Ice on White. Is it Ice on White? Someone's looking after it. I don't know. I don't even know who looks after it. But it was good.
Yeah, I still saw Kim there, so she's still still is around. So I don't know.
I did like that it was weird because usually when you get the street, there's like 105th Street. I've usually always been there. And then usually it's just like a free for all. It's like anywhere on this street you can set up, like, the chunk of it.
Yeah.
And then so I knew that there was a chunk. I didn't read every single email that came through, but I thought, I'll just show up. I'm just going to pick the spot next to the last person that's set up. And then I'm like just setting, not tent's not up yet, but then all of a sudden someone's like, hey, you're over there. You're way over there. And I thought like, what? It's not first come, first serve. So I had to move. But that didn't rub me the wrong way, but it was just like, hey, wait a second. Someone's changing things. But it's okay. It was all good. It was just, I think they'll look after stuff. And I knew there were we were short a few artists for the art walk, but hopefully next year
there was like 200 less than last time,
and I think this one had like 350 or something, 300 something. But I hope next year it's back up to what it used to be, because it's so fun. And over the last couple of years when it was like it would kind of went down a bit, that there's young kids who are like, man, I'm gonna be old enough to do the art walk next year, and you think like, do it.
Yeah,
I always love seeing new people.
They should do it because like not everyone, but a lot of people think that they suck. Yeah. But other people who see it don't think that you suck. So
I know
you should do it. Even if you do suck, who cares?
I always feel like I suck until someone else who can't draw is like, man, I want that. And you're just like, wow, you could draw this at home yourself.
Yeah.
You could just take this. You can just draw a toothbrush, like set up a toothbrush and just, draw it like humping a tooth, and you don't even have to buy it. It's just kind of silly, but
and then you just got it.
You got it, and it's probably better than mine. I don't know. That's yeah. I think any artist that comes through that might buy, like, that has like a question, you're always just like, just do it. Just get a booth. Just do it.
Even if you think it's expensive and you might not make your money back, you probably will get your money back in terms of sales, because of course, like the first time I did, I sold 25 paintings, which I was expecting maybe I would sell one.
That's amazing.
And back then they were mad cheap, but
still, I think that that's the boost. Like, just riding the high off that.
Yeah, and then from there, I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. As soon as I can, this is how I'm going to make my living. And I'm lucky enough to be able to do that.
That is amazing. Yeah. And it's always like, it always feels like little baby steps. Like, you learn something new at every show, or you see somebody doing something, you think like, oh man, I could do that. I love that. I encourage anybody to do it, but don't drop. I always discourage bathroom art. It's like, hey, wait a second. Don't just come in here, pooping, thinking you can. I encourage any. If anybody had bathroom art, I'd be like, sweet,
me too.
I like that. And our eyes would meet from across the market, and I'd be like, hey, how's it going? Yeah, and anyways, that's
yeah. Can you believe this shit?
Can you believe it? I had one guy tell me that he's like, at a market, because you always get weird looks when you're setting up and you're like, people are putting out their stuff that they've made, like beautiful landscapes, and then other stuff. And then I'll slowly start hanging up stuff, and then I'll get these looks where suddenly people are like, they do like double takes, because I'll be able to be somewhere where there's no one knows what I do. But anyways, I'll set it up, and then one time I get some dirty looks. I'm like, I don't know what the heck is going on over there. And then you think like, they're like, he's not going to sell anything. And then later on, people come over and they'll be like, holy shit, you're turning like shit into gold. And I was like, yes, I know. It's amazing. People love, I don't know what it is about bathroom art. People they connect with it, and they buy a pickle once in a while. But I love, people are weird.
I think it's fun. I think it's because it's unexpected,
But do you think, like, it makes me feel normal knowing that someone else appreciates something that's weird? Because you just feel like, when you do paintings, you don't know if anybody's going, you don't know where it's going to end up, or you're just doing it for yourself. But when someone else appreciates it, you're like, oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I don't do bathroom art, but when I paint a picture, like, it's usually pop culture, celebrity, someone, whatever, rock star, sports figure. The ones that I like a lot, sometimes no one else likes them, and I'm like, but this one's so cool, and I spent so much time, and look how good I did the hands finally on this one.
But do you get conversations that come out of something, like, if there's an artist that you like, and then someone comes up like, oh, I love this band, or I love, like, the subject, the pop culture, something that you pick, you get a conversation, like, you get some interaction with something that you've made based off that, like, I love that guy, or like, I love this song, and you're like,
that happens all the time.
I like that. That's
what's not good is when I like Janis Joplin. I like 3 songs, and so when people are like, oh, do you know whatever, I'm like, no.
Oh no,
I just like her voice in these 3 songs.
Yes,
and that's why I painted her, because I like these songs. And then, so I don't want people to be like, oh, he's just painting anything.
I have a framed record that she's on that Robert Crumb drew. Like, there's Robert Crumb that's like he does like kind of like a sketchy style comic book. He's a good comic book artist, but he did the cover art for the album that she was on. Oh no, I can't. I look at it every single day in the hallway while I walk by, but do you think I can? It's like, this one. Cheap Thrills. So he drew that, and this is in my hallway. It's a Janis Joplin album. Or it's Cheap Thrills, but she's on there, and that's. I also have. Yeah, like that one's great. I also have like a gigantic, like 6 foot by 4 foot painting of like like a Jackson Pollock print that I just, every time you look at it, you just feel like, I don't know what the hell that, what are you trying to do there? Like, what did you, why is this worth so much money? And every time I look at it, I'm just like, I don't know what that is. But it just makes me just think like, it almost makes me think that whatever I do is, I don't know. It almost feels like I feel like whatever I do, when I look at that, I always feel like, you know what? I can make whatever I want and sell it. Because I just feel like that if people love that, then
spilled paint, why can't it be
spilled paint?
And you know what's
I can do it.
Is a bummer. Well, if this happened to me, it would be a bummer. Is if people only bought my art because it was valuable, not because they liked it. Right? Yeah, it would. I would like the sale.
Of course you want
but
this.
If someone's like, oh, I'm getting this, even though I don't like it because it's an investment. I like that people might consider my work investments, but like Jackson Pollock, does anyone buy that because they like it?
Oh, but I got the print. And they were giving it away for like $10. Massive print. And I was just like, or a poster. And then I got it mounted. I would just sit in the living room, and every time it's almost like something where I think if it was something, you know, like I don't know if it was like an act something, I would just get kind of tired of it. But because it's nothing, it feels like it's just kind of like
I like that.
I don't mind. Every time I look at it, I'm like, wait, is that a dolphin, or is that? Wait, no, it's two guys. They're at a cafe, and it's just, you know, it's just something weird. Like you always see something, but you see nothing.
And maybe that's what his goal was. To me, like I have a Jackson Pollock-esque painting, but it's my draw cloth.
No, and that's I think the thought of that. I mean, that's beautiful. Yeah, it looks beautiful when you hold it up. I mean, I think I have like a table like where it starts to get like the paint drips on it. And it's just, I don't know. You look at it, and if you put it on a wall, I have a framed.
Martha sent a super chat, but she says Jeff has a great radio voice, great shop talk.
Oh my god! Thanks.
I was actually going to say you do have like a good radio voice.
I don't know if I.
Oh, you do. You have like you even have like some bass in your voice.
Bass.
Yeah,
but I do like
subtle bass.
I have a framed piece of cardboard from when I moved into our house. It's just like the IKEA, like it's like two arrows and like a liner. It's a piece of cardboard from like a box off the like a box that you bring into the house. And I framed like a piece of it, and it's just this. Yeah, I don't know. It's like a box, like the last moving box we had. It was like a weird kind of arrows, and I framed it, and I almost think like it can be anything can be art. I like it because it's my memory from, you know, that moment cutting a box up, but it means nothing to anybody else.
Oh, there's bad echo.
Oh, echo. Hello. What was I saying?
It could be these. Could be trash. But
I also move around a lot. I find. But anyways, you got like this is drippings from.
Okay, so this I was just going to show you this because I think it's cool. This is my first 10 years of painting.
So, oh my gosh.
Right, and so since I finger paint, I just
really
right.
Holy
and then
smokes.
And then yeah. So this is all the stuff that I wasted, I guess.
Oh, wait, can I just feel the weight? Oh my god.
That's pretty heavy, eh?
Hi there. Hello.
People always ask me if they can buy this.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? It would be. I would almost want to like not. I wouldn't want to. You know, I would just, if you could like just smooth it out, and then it would just be like this. You could just to see all the colors together. Like,
right? Yeah. You like cut like someone sent me a.
Oh my god!
Fordite.
That is a big boy. That's a heavy one.
I may have not put it.
What?
Yeah. Fordite is paint, layers of paint.
Like, and then cut?
Yeah.
I like that.
I'm not going to find it. I'll show it to you after. I already said I was going to end this like how long ago. So let's.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I mean, I don't mind talking longer. It's just.
I brought a sleeping bag. We could do this all night. No, it's. No, that was awesome. Thank you very much for all the suggestions, for the name, for listening.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, thank you.
I'm glad you liked it. I was like, every time like I get someone over, like who I don't know, which has just been you, Jim, he's a blacksmith.
Yeah.
And I know friend Alex, but he actually got me into doing YouTube. I wasn't sure how he would like to do the show, just because like we haven't really done that kind of stuff together. But like I'm always like, I hope they don't find it boring. I hope they want to come back. Even if they don't come back, I hope that they wouldn't mind coming back as an idea.
I don't know why. I think like one of the reasons, like the things I don't watch as many like I don't watch any like YouTube. I know my son does, but I remember like years ago watching like a friend of mine like watching people play video games. And I was like, that's really weird. Like, why don't you just play the video game? But I could tell that he was in that, like he was playing with them, like just watching what he was doing. But I mean, I listen to podcasts now, and I make sure to tune in for certain people that I'm interested in, but I still like, I don't know, it's kind of, I like listening to other, like I enjoy it. It's almost different. Like sometimes you just want to listen to music, and other days you feel like I want to listen to two people talk about ridiculous things.
Yeah. I'm going to turn this off.
Okay.
I'm going to turn this off.
Yeah.
We're going to end. We're just going to talk a little louder because there's the echo. People don't like the echo. Good.
Oh,
You can take that off. We should be good.
okay.
We're going to end on this.
All right.
You said that you like podcasts? I love podcasts. Do you have a podcast recommendation for people?
Oh my gosh. You know what? One that still tickles. I love listening to Conan Needs a Friend.
Okay.
Conan, yeah.
I listened to one episode of that with what's his real name? I have his book. Ron Swanson. What's his?
Oh yes. I know what you're saying. I know the guy.
What's your name, Ron Swanson? Where is your book? Good, Clean, Fun. Where is it?
Woodworking with. Oh, yeah, he's a woodworker though.
Yeah, he is.
I do like.
What the heck's his name?
You know what? It's just. I think they'll have people on. Like recently, they had like David Sedaris, who's like a humorist. Like he writes some goofy stuff, and I don't know. It's nice to listen to. I can't listen to music every single day, but.
Oh, it might be a YouTube issue because it's the same without the mics. Okay. Well, listen to Coney Needs a Friend.
Oh,
what the heck's the Ron Swanson? What's Ron Swanson's real name, guys? Help me out here.
My gosh.
Nick Offerman. Thank you.
Nick Offerman. That is a man. Like, when have you ever seen, like, you have your shop? If you go, like, have you ever seen a video of his shop?
Mm-hmm.
It's.
I love it.
Oh,
it's nice.
That would be an incredible name.
And I like how he's very humble with.
Oh yes.
When it comes to like his skill set.
Yes.
He's very good. He refuses to be called a master, but like he's fucking good.
But to be like great actor, and then you like when you think like, what does he do off camera? He probably just goes home, but he does some cool stuff. He's a great actor. He's funny, and he's a woodworker, which is really that's cool. It's cool to know those men still exist.
All right, guys, that's it. Go listen to Conan Needs a Friend. My podcast recommendation. I've been listening a lot to a couple. I've been listening to the Catfish podcast.
Catfish?
You know, like this show? When someone gets catfished? Yeah, they made it into a podcast. So entertaining. If you want to go to that. Or another one for laughs. Adults read things grown-ups read things they wrote as kids.
Oh, I think I've seen that. That's funny.
Very funny.
Oh, I would not want to do that.
Yes. All right, guys. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much.
Have a good night, my friends.
No, that is classic.